My name is Karsten Topelmann, and I was born in Munich, Germany, and I still have some of the German methods of painting and speaking and so forth. We had already 3 children, and we said, well, we're going to go up north. And then a friend said, well, I have a camper, but I know a place where you can stay. You can rent a tent, and it's a nice place, and it's called the Vale of Valhalla, outside of Sturgeon Bay. They had like a floating board off the beach, and that's where Ellen went with the kids, and I went around painting. See, Gills Rock, Bailey's Harbor, and I really liked the place. And then we said, well, eventually, let's move there. And I thought, well, to try it out, I kind of take a leave of absence from my job. And the boss said, no, we don't do that. You either quit or you stay here. But so I quit, and we came up here, and then we always stayed in Bailey's Harbor at one of the cottages. And then Ellen found one of those advertisements for homes for sale. And she said, oh, there's a home in Ephraim. That, there's a rooming house, and it had 3 cottages. And so we came here, and there was the elderly woman that ran it. And we said, well, we have an idea. Can you show us the place? And here was a 2-story cottage, and then the one on the street, and another one. So 3 cottages and a big house. So we thought, well, wow, we have an income from the cottages, and we can, convert the bottom rooms in a house for gallery, kitchen in the back, and then living or bedrooms upstairs, because it was a rooming house. So it worked pretty good for a couple of years, but I was not a landlord. I couldn't fix anything. People called up and said, oh, the faucet is dripping, and I said, well, I got to call the plumber in the morning, Well, we can't wait that long. So we finally gave up all the cottages, and as we expanded, one of the cottages was housing all our frames and so forth. And then I think the one in the front was like a bookshop at one time, and a photographer had rented it. So, and then we had to some friends, we gave the 2-story building because he paid for the moving. It was all cut apart in 3 sections, and then a garage. And I have a photo where this part of the garage was going down the street. Well, this is the first publication that they had for Door County, listing all the progressive firms and marinas, boats, fishing guide, accommodation directory. I did all the editing and the writing, and then I selected the photographs, and then it was every year came out a new one here. I took these photos, and I think there's one of Lars too, Here is a photo of as I was painting. See, I was pretty much in control. I did all the paste up in Fear. I had the type set in Green Bay, picked it up, and then I came with this one, which was quite a departure from what else was done in 1977, and then 78. That was quite a challenge to do that, but I liked it. After we were here for some time in Ephraim already, escaped to the Canary Islands, where we had an apartment in a big hotel. The hotel rented for us, and by the time we went there for our 2-month stay, we already got some money for that they collected in the rent. Also, we said, well, we will go back to Germany, and we wanted to be sure to go to Rothenburg, because that's, one of the subjects that is really wonderful for painting. The old buildings and the archways and so forth. I really don't have any particular interest in anything. I like what I see, and I see if I can transform it into a rectangular of the painting, or a long one or a wide one. There's many interesting subjects here in Door County that I already discovered, and then people tell me, have you ever seen this barn, or have you ever seen that road going up to so-and-so, or whatever. So, and then I sometimes go there and wait for the correct sunlight, maybe take a photo so that I remember how the shades were and so forth. And so this is basically my style, that I try to transpose something that I have seen in different lightings, or at different times of the day, or a different style. I do very few portraits, but I have done some that I enjoy. But then it's always, well, who is that? See, I did a painting of a girl that I saw in Portland that had the dog in her arm, and I loved it. And so I did a painting, and everybody says, well, who is this? It's a person, that I like. I don't know who it is, but another painting that I also did, which is a little different, we had a girl that's a waitress now at Alexander's, and she was very, very, very nice and very attractive. And Lars said, I'm gonna take some videos of her, it's like, and that was still when Ella was around, and so I looked at the video, and it looked really nice, because she had this kind of emotion of having her two thumbs up, like, yeah, and so I took that photo from Lars's video, and I painted a big portrait of her with the thumbs up, and the lower part of the painting is all dark and almost like paint dripping down, looked like tears. And then towards the right, there's colored balloons that go up in the air. And that's sort of like my idea of something that you overcome a problem, or you overcome misery, and you end up being happily with colors, And so I still have the painting, and she liked it, but it's something different, Lars and Monique had a friend that we were at their house, and then she said, oh, can you do a big painting? And I said, well, I don't know, maybe I have to think about it. And so Lars measured, what the size could be, and we found a place in Sturgeon Bay that had the big canvas already stretched, and so I did a big sunflower painting, which was actually the first one of my big paintings. And then I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool. I had an extra canvas that I bought 2 of them of that size. So I painted the big red flower in the gallery, and some of the smaller ones, and then also the one of the beach in Pensacola. So that has been well received. I painted it in the sunroom, and people could look upstairs. Lars always said, "Oh, I saw you painting up there." I had a painting of the scene that I have in the back there, but I thought I'd like to have another one that I do with the village hall, because it's such an iconic item in Ephraim, and so is the Wilson with the red awnings. And there's a story also that a couple was in the gallery, and they saw this painting, and said, well, if you don't buy this painting, you can buy the real Wilson. Oh, is that for sale? Yeah. So they went over there, and then eventually they bought the building. And then, well, there was no awnings like this on there. And then a couple months later, there were the awnings on there that looked like this because it was based on Ellen's painting. I would say if you ever change a job, if you ever do anything else, don't ever look back, because there's other things that you can do that occupy you completely, that give you new impetus on life, that maybe change your hair, or maybe shave or something, and this way you're up, and always something new is exciting. I did well, even though my parents really never told me, do this and do that. I did it on my own. And whatever anybody wants to do, but you have to do it fully and put the whole heart in it. And then it seems to work out. And don't look left and right, because maybe the colleague is doing something better than you. Well, and you're doing it better than him after a while, So was that good for an ending or something?